What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with RK Outpost and GeeksandGamers.com, and after weeks of trying to find a trade partner, the Philadelphia Eagles have finally moved on from Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is heading to the Indianapolis Colts, former MVP candidate, until he became much maligned for his disappointing play on the field, ended up getting benched this year for Jalen Hurts. But now the Eagles are rid of him, they are rid of that massive contract, but they didn't get a whole lot in return. Check this out from Adam Schefter. Philadelphia has agreed to trade Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 2021 third-round pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick that could turn into a first, league sources tell Mortensen and myself. Now, that is really what they're looking at. They were looking to try to get multiple first-round picks. That's what the rumor was. And they may end up not even getting a single first-round pick for Carson Wentz. You do have to factor in all that money that he is owed, however. And when you take a look at it, this is what Indianapolis is going to owe Carson Wentz over the next several years. 2021, $25 million, 2022, $22 million, 2023, $25 million, 2024, $26 million. So a lot of money that they have locked up in Carson Wentz, and a guy who hasn't performed the greatest of the past several years. One of the reasons why that price went so far down for him. And you can see, though, that there may be an upside, because when you look at the last several years for Carson Wentz for Pro Football Focus, you look at in 2017, he had a great, fantastic year. That was the last year that he was with Frank Wright. Of course, Frank Wright is now the head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. So maybe reuniting those guys together could spark something in Carson Wentz. We can get better production from him than they got in Philadelphia last year, especially, which was just absolutely miserable. You can see the article does delve a little bit deeper. The Eagles will receive the 85th overall pick of this year's draft, and the conditional second rounder can become a first rounder based on Wentz's playing time. If he plays 75% of the Colts' offensive snaps, then the 2022 conditional pick becomes a first round pick. So a lot of moving parts here. If he is the starter in Indianapolis, if he stays healthy, then that will be a first rounder. It'll end up being a first rounder and a third rounder. But if he doesn't play up to their standards, then it's a second and a third round pick. But it has a lot of people talking about the Eagles and their general manager and the organization itself. Because not only have they fired Doug Peterson, but now they've traded a former MVP candidate for essentially pennies. That's what a lot of people are feeling right now. Take a look at some of this backlash. Carson Wentz was the most talented quarterback Philly has ever had, and Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie completely blew it. Howie Roseman has gotten to hire 4 head coaches, now has the highest dead cap money in NFL history. Yes, $33 million in dead cap because of this Carson Wentz trade. Crazy. Won battles over Andy and Joe Banner, has drafted poorly, had this team now in cap hell, and is somehow safe. Unreal. Here you go. You fired a Super Bowl head coach, traded a quarterback with an MVP skill set for a bag of peanuts because of a bad season during a pandemic, worst run franchise in the entirety of sports. Wentz, thank you. Eagles, fire Howie. A lot of people that are calling on them to fire Howie Roseman right now. Eagles Nation, do the thing at Eagles, fire Howie. So they are really upset about this. A lot of Eagles fans mad that they got basically nothing in return and are now moving on to Jalen Hurts with not a lot of cap space, with that $30 million dead cap hit. But at the end of the day, the Colts have taken on the rest of his salary. The Colts have their veteran quarterback that they wanted. Are they going to be able to get the most out of him? That is the real question going forward. But it does have massive implications. Does this affect where Sam Darnold goes and how much that people would be willing to give up for Sam Darnold? The Deshaun Watson trade that is still, they say that's not going to happen, but a lot of people have been inquiring with Houston if they can take him off their hands. A lot of moving pieces with the NFL, this quarterback carousel this offseason. Let us know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and we'll talk to you later.